They've been in fine form so far, whilst Bosnia and Herzegovina have put in some strong performances. There is so much to play for this evening. We are no doubt set for a great game of international basketball here in Tuzla. As you can see, the crowds are starting to swell in the arena, and here's the schedule for Group E. 2 games chalked up, same tip-off time this evening as Belgium take on Russia, and obviously here Bosnia take on France. And France will be happy with how things have gone so far. Looking at Group E, sitting pretty at the top of the table, unbeaten. Russia and Bosnia and Herzegovina both have a 2-2 record. Bosnia taking the lead in that one, though, on the head-to-head advantage. However, Belgium prop up the table, yet to pick up a win. That said, though, they've had some impressive performances and really have been unlucky in some games. But this has been an exciting qualification group, and it's all part of the new look FIBA 2019 World Cup qualification process, and it's seen the introduction of qualification windows, the aim being to increase the opportunities for fans to see their teams play in their home country more often. And to be honest with you, the fans have embraced it. There's been bumper crowds in arenas across the globe in these first 3 qualification windows. Here in Europe, there are still 32 teams fighting it out for 12 places allocated for that final big show in China next year for the World Cup finals. Several teams already know their fates, but several still to be decided, including here in our group. By the end of this qualification window, those 32 will be whittled down to 24. Top 3 teams from each of the 8 groups will progress. But one thing you do need to remember is that every single game in this first qualification phase will carry forward to the second qualification. Every win will count, every loss will hurt these teams. That really has made every single game a huge, huge battle on the hardwood between the teams, and it's made it an amazing spectacle. And no doubt tonight we'll see that continue here in Tuzla. Just waiting now for the player introductions, and the visiting French side will be first to be introduced to the crowd here. And over the past couple of decades, France really have positioned themselves as a force in world basketball, and under the guidance of Coach Collet, they have secured their first ever gold medal, and that was down in Eurobasket 2013 in Slovenia. That was a huge tournament for them, crowned obviously by their veteran Tony Parker picking up the MVP. This was followed in 2014. They picked up their first ever World Cup medal, taking bronze in Spain. That said, their recent performance in Eurobasket 2017 left a lot to be decided. They finished 12th in Istanbul, and they'll be using this qualification to bounce back as quickly as possible from that disappointment. Just looking at the players being introduced, their roster is absolutely stuffed with talent. These guys ply their trade in the world's top league, and rightfully so. They are tipped to make it to China for the World Cup finals next year. Coach Collet has brought together a formidable roster for France, and now the home team, Bosnia and Herzegovina, are going to be introduced to the raucous crowd in the arena. And they've had to go through pre-qualification even just to be here, but they've amazed quite a few and put in some big, big performances, including a 5-point win over Russia back in November. You really do get a feeling this might be the start of a golden age of Bosnia and Herzegovina basketball. And their team won the gold in the Under-20s European Championship back in 2014. And that team are obviously starting to come into their prime now. We really could see a team on the ascendancy. But they'll want to finish this qualification window off strongly. And if they can make it through to the second qualification, the more wins the better, putting themselves in a good position to book their flights to China next year for the World Cup finals. That really would be a dream come true, not only for the players of Bosnia and Herzegovina, but those fans as well in the crowd. They would absolutely love to see their team out on the hardwood in Bosnia. And just moments now away from tip-off here in Tuzla. And the crowd continues to swell. No doubt they'll play an active role in tonight's game. But before we get to the tip-off, we'll obviously have the national anthems of both countries. First of all, France. And now for the national anthem of Bosnia Herzegovina. Beautiful national anthems, and there's not much a better sight in world sport than hearing a crowd passionately sing out their national anthem like the Bosnia Herzegovina fans did there as the players swap presents prior to the game. You can feel the anticipation starting to grow here in the arena as both teams will be very keen to get underway. Final warm-ups taking place before we get ready for the 40-minute battle on the hardwood. Here are our officials for this evening's game. You have Fernando Calatrava from Spain, Sergei Zajchuk from Serbia, and Manuel Manzoni from Italy. We'll be making sure that everything is above board here on the hardwood of Tuzla. We'll just have a look at the rosters of both teams now. Let's have a look at the visitors first. France, absolutely heavy world-class roster here, and ably led by their captain and veteran big man Boris Diaw. He really has been an inspirational figure in French basketball, utilising his vast years of NBA experience. And in these qualifiers, he's averaged 10.8 points, 4.3 boards, 4.3 assists in those opening 4 games. But this qualification window really has seen them ramp up the talent that they put into the hardwood. A little confusion there on the graphics. You actually shown the starting 5 for Bosnia. But looking at some of the other players in the French roster, Batum, Gobert, De Colo, Fournier, Hurtel, absolute world class that the Bosnians are going to have to contend with. And looking at the Bosnia and Herzegovina roster, they're missing their top 3 scorers in Zana Musa, Nemanja Gordic and Andrija Stepanovic. They also have 6 players to make their World Cup qualifying debut, so it'll be interesting to see who steps up to lead the Bosnian team. There's plenty of talent in their roster, but who's going to take on that scoring mantle? So their starting 5 is Atic, Labac, Gegic, Kikanovic and Lazic. A strong, powerful starting 5, and an awful lot will rest on their shoulders to get the job done here this evening. A win is important to Bosnia, and if they can win this evening, that will secure their advancement through to the second round of qualification. France already through, they sit top of the group without having lost a game so far. But for Bosnia, they need the win tonight. If they don't win tonight, they'll need to win on Sunday. I'll give you a few more of the intricacies of how the maths is going to fall out in this group as we progress through the game. But pretty much sights set on the win for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Coach Collet for France will be making sure his team are concentrating on the second qualification round. They want to finish off strongly, make sure they keep their perfect record intact, whilst Coach Vujasevic will be keen to secure the guaranteed progression tonight. He won't want it to go to their second game in this window. They'll want to clear it tonight. And how suave do the Bosnia and Herzegovina coaching staff look in their hooped tops. Yeah, different look for the coaching staff there, but I'd give it top marks on the fashion front. Starting 5s coming onto the floor now for both teams, and for France, We're starting with Gobert, Batum, Fournier, Ertel and Diaw. That's your starting five, which you weren't able to see in the graphics. And we're going to go up for the opening tip, which will be between Kikanovic and Gobert. Gobert wins the opening tip and knocked it back into the hands of Fournier as we get the 40 minutes of action underway in here in Tuzla. 2019 FIBA World Cup qualifier. Batum now hands it back to Ertel. Oh, Fournier is fouled there by Atic. First early foul in the game as Bosnia pick up their first. Inside of Fournier, nice, quickly, smart play. Batum open for three. Drains the three. France are absolutely laden with talent that can hurt you from all over the offensive end. Lazic now, back to Kikanovic. Kikanovic tries to hand it off, but it ends up in the hands of Lazic. Gegic looking for an open shot, pulls up for mid-range two. A little bit heavy on that one, and Ertel will scoop up the rebound for France. To Batum. Good ball movement here by France. They're obviously looking to find an interior pass, but nothing's there. Fournier will drive down the lane. He found the seam to exploit, but wasn't able to make the layup count. Gegic now, beautiful play by Amar Gegic. These World Cup qualifiers are his first cap, and a quick response there from France. As Batum gets the basket. Lazic now. Oh, what a threading of the needle that was. Backdoor pass by Lazic to Gegic, and he gets another basket. Is Batum going to get called for the 5 seconds? No, he's not, but he is going to give it up. But Bosnia and Herzegovina can't hold on to it. Managed to corral the loose ball. Atic fakes the three, takes the three. Can't get it to go, and Boris Diaw now with the rebound. Ertel in and out. Atic advances the ball for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Gegic turns the corner, bit of pick and roll play there with Kikanovic. He's going to try and back down Gobert, not an easy task, and he can't get it to go. Gobert, such a dominant defensive presence, so much so, recently named the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year. A great recognition of how good he is in that interior. Batum now, good ball movement here by France. 3-second violation is going to called on Boris Diaw. He set up camp in the paint for too long. Rabats inbounds the ball. Bosnia trail by one. Atic now. Trying to draw two defenders. Sneaks under with the little shot off the backboard, but the ring knocks it away. Kikanovic sets the screen. Good ball movement by Bosnia and Herzegovina. Gegic comes up short. A battle for the rebound is won by Vrabats. He puts it up, but it's a shot clock violation. Just over 3 minutes gone so far in this first quarter. We have a bit of a nervous start from both sides. Neither team finding their rhythm so far. Fournier now. Going to play a two-man game with Gobert at the top. Pick and roll. Gobert flashes to the basket with the ball. He's fouled by Kikanovic, and I think Gobert will go to the line on the back of that one, or is it going to be called on Gegic? Kanovic picks up his first foul. Yeah, huge body contact there on Gobert. That will send Gobert to the line. It's Gobert's first World Cup qualifying game, obviously part of the Utah Jazz in the NBA, so hasn't been able to make it back to Europe for the previous 2 windows. Also wasn't part of France's roster at Eurobasket 2017. He was part of their roster at the previous Eurobasket in 2015. He averaged 10.4 points and 8.1 rebounds in that game. I'm sure the French fans will be glad to see him return to Le Bleu. Now finds Rabats. Rabats hands it off to Lonchar. To Atic, waiting for the call. Just wait to see which French player that's being called on. Shot clock was running down, so Bosnia Herzegovina get a slight get out of jail free card with that foul, because the shot clock will be reset to 14. Batum has been credited with the foul. Lonchar now hands it off to Gegic. Gegic floats inside, hands it off to Lonchar. Good play. Oh, a little bit too heavy on the handle there. Lonchar couldn't get the soft touch to go, and Diaw brings it up over the half of France. Fournier now to Ertel, and he'll slow things down. Calls for Gobert for the screen. Little 2-man game. Diaw now spins it to Fournier in the corner. Oh, big 3 from the corner for Fournier. That's 6 of their opening 10 points from the perimeter. Batum with a triple now. Fournier's in on it. Gegic uses the Lonchar screen. Skips it instead though to Lasic. He comes up short on the 3, and Batum will bring it up for France. Diaw's cross-court pass is intercepted and come away with a one-handed jam. Gegic obliges in the transition, but France are quick to return the favour. Batum steps in for the long 2. Not enough on that one. And Rabats pulls down the rebound. Just over halfway through the first quarter, and France hold a 4-point lead. 6 to Bosnia Herzegovina, 10 to France. Atic with a little right-hand floater, can't get it to go, and Gobert gets the block on Lonchar. Gobert has become renowned around the world for his rim protection. Ertel has gone to the bench as De Colo comes into the game. Batum's also gone to the bench for France as Albisi comes in. Travelling violation called on Lasic. Albisi will take over point guard responsibilities. One of the few players, Andre Albisi, to play all 4 qualification games for France so far. Fournier back out to Albisi, to Diaw. Diaw spins the baseline. Oh, beautiful pass inside by Diaw. What can Gobert do with it? He can get fouled is what he can do. Wait to see which of the Bosnian players that's called on. It's clear that Bosnia and Herzegovina have identified the threat that Gobert poses to them in the paint. They didn't double down, they tripled down on the big man. It's the first to drop. Takes his tally to 4 points. Morales home the second. French lead is extended out to 6 points with 4 minutes 20 left in this first quarter. Baricolo now for Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Albisi is going to be called for the foul. Looks like he took a shot to the face. Asking the officials to look out for the elbows. Talebegovic has also checked into the game for Onchar. Djukanovic now. Couldn't get that to go, but I think Gobert might have stepped out of bounds with the ball. Interesting to see this one. Does he have control of the ball when he lands? Oh, that's a split-second decision. That's a very tough one for the officials to call. Could have gone either way on that one. Lazic has his pass intercepted. Now BC brings it back over for France. To Fournier. Fournier goes inside. Tough move, Evan Fournier. Manages to lay the ball up with his back to the basket. Evan Fournier, absolutely a high-impact player. Averaged 15.8 points per game in Eurobasket last year. It's his first World Cup qualifier. And one play from Fournier stretches the French lead out to 8, and they'll make a change. As Kozer comes into the game for the first time. Oricolo now to Atic. Djukanovic setting the screens for Atic. Atic skips it, Talebegovic in the corner. Oh, in and out on the 3, and Bosnia Herzegovina really do need some of those triples to start dropping. Diao on the transition, the big man out running. Beautiful vision in transition, and Diao gets himself a 2, and timeout has been called by coach Vojasevic, and it's no doubt that he's called the timeout. Really, 11-point lead now for France. 3 minutes 21 left in this first quarter. Let's listen to the timeouts.
Et on fera maillot, on attaque après avec Nico. Maillot, on attaque. Rando derrière.
That really is the sign of a great team, though. Vincent Collet making sure that his team are fully aware that he doesn't want them to take their foot off the gas and they continue pushing, continue probing. Just because they've got this early lead, it's no time to step off. It's going to be a baseline ball for Bosnia Herzegovina. The ball is inbounded to Vrabats. Hands it back to Carlo. Oh, spin move over the half, almost left Albisi in his dust. The defensive pressure from France is absolutely unrelenting as the shot clock's down to 6. Backdoor pass to Dermo, and he gets it to go. Beautiful play by the 21-year-old Ibrahim Dermo. Flies his trade for Spar Sarajevo in the Bosnia-Herzegovina top division, and Rudy Gobert, no match for Dermo in that challenge. Gobert's first foul, and Dermo will go to the line. These World Cup qualifiers are his first senior caps. Very proud moment for any player representing your country at the senior level for the first time. Albisi brings it up over the half, being guarded by Riccardo. Batum now. De Colo. Inside to Gobert, a little bit too high for the big man and too close to the basket. Bosnia Herzegovina will come back. This is exactly what coach Vojasevic will wanted from that timeout. Goes inside, Djukanovic working hard. Gobert making it as difficult as he can, and it worked as France will scoop up the rebound in the hands of De Colo. De Colo, little hesitation dribble, absolutely beautiful play by Nando De Colo. He's been terrorizing defenses across Europe this year for CSKA Moscow. Averaging just shy of 17 points per game in EuroLeague. Bosnia and Herzegovina failed to make that one count. Decolo with a spin move, out to Gobert. Batum for three. Off to the left with that one, and Decolo will start the Bosnian Herzegovinian offense off. Oh, what another beautiful backdoor pass. This time it's Hasandic to Dermo. Great vision on a 1-2 punch. Alvisi now to Decolo. To Batum. Batum inside to Gobert. I think an offensive foul has been called on Gobert there. Not the brightest move by Gobert either. He's slightly ironically throwing the ball to the officials. They won't put up with that. That's Gobert's second foul, and Riccardo will come out of the game for Gegic. Alvisi steals it away, finds Batum, one-handed jam, Nicolas Batum. It's off the hand of either Decolo or Alvisi, and it'll be a Bosnia and Herzegovina ball. Just over a minute to play in this first quarter. Rabat puts it into Kekanovic. Gegic. Gegic has found a lane. Oh, it's stripped away by Alvisi. That's a great piece of rescue defense to Decolo. Oh, it's intercepted though by Gegic, who was trailing back on defense, and Gegic hands it off to Dermo. Dermo is blocked by the newly introduced Mustafa Fall. And France will slow things down as we enter the final 45 seconds of the first period. Alvisi now being double teamed to Decolo. Quick ball movement. Batum now into the hands of Kozer, but it's knocked away. And Bosnia and Herzegovina are starting to find a little bit of momentum on both ends of the floor. Hitch now to Hasandic. Hasandic drives inside. Oh, what a play by Adin Vrabats. Cuts the baseline, and he's found with the pass and throws it down with the one hand. The French lead is down to single digits, and the crowd are starting to rise. 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Alvisi. He's fouled by Kekanovic, who's hedging on the screen. Batum will head to the bench just before the end of the first quarter. Alvisi will go to the line as Alain Kofi has checked into the game for Batum. Alvisi scores first. It's his first points of the game. He's averaged 5.3 points and 5 assists per game in these first 4 qualifiers. It's been an important part of the French success, and it's stolen away by Kofi. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And France will be happy with their performance so far. 10 minutes down, and they lead this one. Bosnia and Herzegovina 12, France 23. A strong first 10 minutes from France, and a lot for Bosnia and Herzegovina to work on. Welcome back to Tuzla. 10 minutes in, Bosnia Herzegovina 12, France 23. There's your statistics for you. France absolutely clinical shooting so far on the field. And just a reminder, while we're in the quarter break, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest World Cup news, you need to get onto your phone or your tablet, any of your smart devices, and download the FIBA World Cup app. It'll bring you all the latest news, views, as well as the highlight videos that you guys love so much. It's available to download on both Apple and Android. So while we're in the quarter break, why don't you get onto your phones or your tablets and get it downloaded straight away. So yeah, France have had a dominant first quarter. And they don't seem to be taking their foot off the gas at all here as they continue to apply the pressure. Vrabats now. Albegovic goes inside. Atic can't hold on to the handle and it's gone out of bounds. That'll be a French ball on the baseline. Lecombe has come into the game for France for the first time. De Colo brings the ball up over the half. Travelling violation has been called on Nando De Colo. That's great hustle by Talic. Putting the French guard under so much pressure, forcing the turnover. I don't think De Colo agreed with the call, and I'm not sure he's that happy about it. Looked like a pretty good decision from the official from where we were. Sandic now to Atic. Being harassed by Lecombe. Begovic sets in the screen. Atic drives inside. Seds gets it to Vrabats. Vrabats tries to get it to Talic, but it's intercepted by Kozer, and Talic is forced to foul. Only his first foul, and it's also the first team foul of the quarter as well for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Quite a smart foul, stopped the transition offense. It looked like it was going to be a pretty easy 2 points for France if he hadn't stopped it. And Lazic will come back into the game for Bosnia. Kozer now. Into foul going up against Albegovic, looking to back his way down. He's going to go again against him. He's got to be careful of that left hand. He's oh so tempted to hook it round his defender, but if he does, the officials will call that. Albegovic picks up his first foul. Definitely made sure the foul wasn't going to get an and one play there. Absolutely clattered the Frenchman. Lecombe now to De Colo. A little two-man game with Kofi. Into foul, back out to De Colo. Wide open for the three. Oh, and drains the three. You can't give Nando De Colo that kind of space. He'll make you pay every time. 14-point lead for France now. Talic inside to Albegovic. Fades away. Passes it out instead, though, to Sandic. Sandic goes inside, and it's to Lazic, but the foul has been called. I think that one's going to be chalked up to De Colo. And that sent Lazic to the line for 2 shots. 75% from the line in the opening 4 games of this World Cup qualification campaign for Bosnia and Herzegovina. These have been his first senior caps for his country. And in the pre-qualifiers, he averaged 5.7 points and 3.3 rebounds, so he's building himself into an important member of the team. Just 22 years old, so a bright future ahead of him. Lecombe now at the top for France. Scoops it off to De Colo. De Colo, is he going to use the screen from foul? He waves it away and brings Kofi to the top instead. To Kozer. Kozer feeds foul in the low post, back out Kozer for 3. Off left with that one, and it's going to gently bounce out of bounds to become a Bosnia and Herzegovina ball. Talic now being pressurised by Lecombe. Atic fakes the 3, gets Kofi up in the air. Sorry, gets foul up in the air and drives to the basket. The scramble defense means that Locombe is going to pick up the foul. No real choice. The lane just became wide open for Atic. He's going to go to the line for 2. Atic, part of the AEK Greek side that scooped the Basketball Champions League title this season. Also won the Greek Cup, so he's in a habit of winning. Can't connect from the line there though, and it's still an 11-point lead for France with 7:41 left in the second quarter. Lacombe now waits for Kofi to come across and waves him away. Ertel being guarded by the mismatch. Halabegovic trying to shake his man and does so. To Kofi, a little bit heavy, and the rebound will fall into the hands of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Oh, nice move by Talic to find some space, but great recovery defense by Paul Lacombe. Gets the block. Holds on to possession as well. Ertel feeds it inside to the big man. Kofi can't get it to go, but foul can. France really do have such talent in depth as well in their roster. Usually within teams, when you're starting to rotate down to the lower ends of the bench, you start to see a dip in performance, experience and talent. Not this French team, they're absolutely stacked. Backcourt violation called, and Atic not happy with the call. He's saying it was knocked away by a French player, but the officials are saying no, he didn't establish himself in the backcourt before he caught the ball, and it's a good call by the officials. He had to establish both his feet in the backcourt before he caught the ball, otherwise it'd be seen as him taking the ball into the backcourt. So it's going to be a French ball into the hands of Ertel. He's got himself another mismatch with Halabegovic. Fournier's back into the game for France as well. Ertel for 3. He's come up short with that one, and it's hits Alain Kofi in the face, and the foul's going to be called as Atic scrambles for the loose ball. Kofi not only is going to get a ball in the face, he's going to get a foul chalked up against his name as well. Only his first, but that will take him to the bench. Historically, France are absolutely favourites for this game. They've met Bosnia and Herzegovina 5 times, and they've come out with the win 5 times. So Bosnia and Herzegovina would be making some added history tonight if they were to pick up the win. Halabegovic now. And that's great post defense by Foul, but Sandic can't get it to go. And it'll fall into the hands of Fournier for France. Ertel now pulls from the screen from Mustafa Foul. Yeah, French captain Boris Diaw is back into the action. Ertel drives to the basket, pulls up short. Oh, beautiful vision and pass to Fournier. He can't get it to go. Foul with the rebound, and one. Mustafa Foul. Always going to be a challenge for Bosnia and Herzegovina to contain the big man, and that's evident in that possession. Mustafa Foul just muscling his way to the basket, and Halabegovic no option but to foul him. Halabegovic picks up his second foul, and Foul will go to the line for 2 shots. Sorry, it was the and one play. Couldn't get it to go though. But France still sitting pretty with a 15-point lead so far here in Tuzla. Atic. Offensive foul is going to be called. I think that's on. I'll just wait to see it's on, is it? Yeah, Lonchar is going to be called for the offensive foul, a moving screen. I think he's not happy with his teammate. I think he had a feeling that his teammate should have stayed stationary a little bit longer. Another turnover ball though. Oh, but Bosnia and Herzegovina take it back. Atic now with a one-handed jam, and That brings a warm reception from the Bosnia and Herzegovina fans, who haven't had a huge amount to cheer about so far, as France lead this one by 13 with a little over 5 minutes to play in this second quarter. Fournier into Diao. Oh, backdoor cut. Beautiful play by Lacomi. Couldn't get it to go, but Poirier checks into the game, and checks into the game in style with a two-handed putback jam. Sandic now gets it to Vrabac. Sorry, to Lazic, and Lazic comes up short. Hertel scoops up the air ball and puts on the Jets. Inside to Lacombe, easy 2 points, and Bosnia and Herzegovina, need to call that timeout. They've lost a little bit of direction on both ends of the floor, and Coach Vujesovic needs to correct things. I'm sure he's got the experience to do so. He started his coaching career at Partizan back in 1985, so I'm sure he's ready for the task. Let's listen to his timeout.
Bori se za svaku loptu. Kako stojimo s faulovima? Oni još jedan faul. Ja više nemam trenut. Ej. Ajde!
Interesting timeout there from Coach Vujesovic. Very calm in the timeout, very nonchalant about the situation. Sometimes a good thing. If your team is starting to panic on the floor, you need to transfer some of the calm to them. France lead this one by 17, 4:27 left in the first half. And Bosnia and Herzegovina will have a ball on the baseline in the hands of Atic. He puts it into De Carlo. To Atic now inside. Strong move by Kekanovic. He's fouled. It looks like he's caught Poirier in the face. Poirier's first foul. Yeah, good call by the officials. Poirier hadn't established himself quick enough. Still moving forward. In and out for Kekanovic on his first free throw attempt. Part of the senior roster here for Bosnia and Herzegovina since Eurobasket 2011. Hertel now going up against Ricolo. Diao relieves the pressure with a screen. Hertel inside to Diao, floats inside, a little bit heavy on the right hand, and what does Poirier do? Poirier does what he does best, and that's just scoop up the garbage and push back the two. He's only been on the floor for a couple of minutes, and he's already got himself 4 points. Atic now being guarded closely by Batum inside to Kekanovic. Poirier manages to rescue the situation and grabs a defensive board. Hertel. Oh, beautiful pass to Diao, and Diao is fouled as he slices to the basket. That one's going to be called on Atic. Lovely vision. Look at that rocket pass by Hertel. What a great camera angle for that pass. Really showed you the vision of Thomas Hertel. And Diao will go to the line for 2 shots. Only shooting 65% from the line in the first 4 of these qualifiers. Such a elder statesman figure for France. He was obviously an important part of their gold at Eurobasket 2013. He averaged just over 10 points and 6 boards per game in that tournament. And to see his face when they won gold was an absolute picture. It looked like it might have been one of the proudest moments in his career. And I'm sure he'll want to try and replicate that again in China next year. Vrabac now kicks it to Sandic, and he can't get it to drop, and France will come away with the rebound, and Batum will slow things up and scoop the ball back to Ertel. Ertel inside to Poirier, a little bit too hot to handle for the big man, a little smile on his face because he knows it was a hell of a pass and that he should have held on to that one. Ertel is an absolutely outstanding point guard. If you're ever going to show kids how to run the point, he would be one of the prime examples. You watch him play the game, his head is always up, he's always looking, he's got the vision across the entire floor. As he takes a seat on the bench, he's putting in a shift tonight, and another impressive performance from him. A little under 3 minutes to go in the first half, and France really are in a dominant position here. They lead this one by 20, 18 to Bosnia Herzegovina, 38 to France. Rabats now. Double team, ball goes inside to Kikanovic. Good ball movement here by Bosnia and Herzegovina. Out to Atic for three. Off the glass, but can't get it. But Bosnia and Herzegovina corral the rebound into the hands of Gegic. Into Kikanovic. Being doubled, back out to Gegic. Gegic fakes a three, drives inside, takes a tough two. Not enough on that one to get over the front of the rim. Fournier for three. No joy for Fournier from outside. Rabats takes it on himself. He's unlucky off the glass, but Bosnia and Herzegovina will hold on to possession. And there's your shooting percentages. France still over 50%, and Bosnia and Herzegovina only at 26. That really does tell you the tale of the game. Carlo goes for the inbound for France. Oh, goes long to Vrabats, but Vrabats have made the cut to the basket, so it's going to be a backcourt violation. Sideline ball for France, and it's those kind of mistakes that Bosnia and Herzegovina really can't risk. Aldisi now to Batum. Batum looking to back down Vrabats, and does so. Can't connect with the jumper though, and Bosnia and Herzegovina will sigh, breathe a sigh of relief there as France don't add to their tally. Vrabats, no, can't get it to go. He's trying to force the situation a little bit, Vrabats, and I can understand it. They're a little bit stagnant on the offensive end, so he's taking it on his own shoulders to see if he can spark some life into their offense. De Colo now. Oh, what a pass to Fournier. Absolutely threads the eye of the needle with that pass. Nando De Colo. And the happy recipient, Evan Fournier for two. Riccolo battling his way past Albisi. And Albisi's going to get called for the foul. It looked like good footwork from the French guard, but maybe a little bit too much body step forward in that situation. Riccolo has to be careful though. His arm extended into Albisi, and I think that might be what the officials are just having a little conversation with him. Riccolo will go to the line for two shots. Next with the first, but misses the second. But Bosnia and Herzegovina scoop up the offensive rebound, and we'll have another opportunity to make a dent in the French lead. Oh, Riccolo breaks the ankles of Albisi. Oh, he can't connect though. Kikanovic now goes inside to Riccolo, rejected by Batum, but it had already touched the backboard, so that's a goaltending situation, basket interference, and Riccolo will pick up the 2 points. And the French lead drags slightly back. It's now only 19, 59.7 seconds left here in the second quarter. Albisi for France to Batum. De Colo turns the corner and heads the ball towards Albisi, inside to Poirier. Poirier to De Colo. Just fluid basketball from France. Absolutely stunning basketball from the French. Real poetry on the hardwood. And Nando Colo picks up the foul, which will send Bosnia and Herzegovina to the line at the other end as they're in the bonus. quite a tough call on the Frenchman, but you can see why that would have been given either way. Lacombe will come back into the game for France for the final 37.7 seconds. As does Ertel. Colo will be one of the players that goes to the bench. Ibrahim Dermo making the absolute most of his senior debut. He's up to 4 points personal already, only been on the court a little over 4 minutes. The backdoor cuts, very impressive play by the young man. Connects with the second of his free throws. Bosnia and Herzegovina will make a couple of changes. 37.7 seconds left, and Muratovic will come into the game for the first time. Ertel now with the ball for France to Lacombe. Back to Ertel. Ricolo applying a little bit more pressure, and Muratovic gets his first taste of the game, having to guard Ertel. And Ertel trying to shake the big man. Oh, and he does. What a beautiful play and what a beautiful finish. Poirier with the two-handed jam after Ertel absolutely twists Muratovic inside and out. Ricolo now being guarded by Poirier. Long threes, come up way short on that. You could tell by his form that he didn't have enough in his arms to get that up onto the ring, and that will be the end of the first half here in Tuzla. And France will be very, very happy indeed with their performance in this first half. They'll head to the locker room leading this one by 22. Bosnia and Herzegovina 22, France 44. And an awful lot of conversations to be had in the Bosnian locker room, as coach Vujosevic will have to do some work and increase those percentages. 33% from 2 for Bosnia. They're yet to hit a triple, whilst France are hitting 65% and 33% from 2 and 3 respectively. Rebounding battle, pretty consistent. The assists, France, as you'd expect with a higher score, slightly more assists. Steals identical, good defense from both teams. Turnovers slightly high for both teams, but nothing of major concern. They're level on fouls. It really is the efficiency, and that efficiency is, you know, mainly due to the fact that France are applying some serious pressure on Bosnia and Herzegovina, and that pressure is paying off, forcing them to take tough shots under the basket like that, and France also scooping up the defensive rebounds as well. You can see the reaction there by coach Vujosevic. He's not too happy with the situation on the floor, but he knows as well how critical this is for Bosnia and Herzegovina tonight. They really do need to come away with the win if they're going to take any chance of progressing to the second round. And if they do lose this evening, it means it's going to go to Sunday. And if Belgium beat Russia, that is. If Belgium lose to Russia, then Bosnia and Herzegovina will advance to the second round qualification, whether they win here or not. But at the moment, with 2:42 left in the second quarter, Belgium are leading Russia 42-41. So we could be in for a very interesting group indeed here in Group E. But what a game we've had in the opening 20 minutes of action in Tuzla. France and their star-laden roster have not disappointed. There have been some huge performances and some great individual plays across the floor. And Bosnia and Herzegovina have been slightly left in their wake at the moment. Do they have enough in the tank to change things in the second half? The fans gathered in the arena will hope so. And the French will be hoping that they can lock down this win and keep their perfect qualification record intact. At the moment it sits at 4-0. They're hoping 20 more minutes of basketball and they'll be moving to 5-0. For Bosnia and Herzegovina, the fate of their 2019 FIBA World Cup dreams hang in the balance at the moment. A huge 20 minutes of action still to come here in Tuzla, so make sure you don't go anywhere and join us for the second half. Welcome back to Tuzla. We're at the halfway stage of Bosnia and Herzegovina against France. And what a dominant opening 20 minutes from France we've witnessed here. Obviously a very different looking roster for this qualification window. An absolute ton of superstars throughout their team, and it's shown on the box score. They've got 9 players already registered as scoring and not one player in double digits, even though they hold an absolutely commanding lead. 22 to Bosnia and Herzegovina, 44 to France. And going down some of the highlight plays, the one for me that absolutely leaps out is Vincent Poirier. He's only been on the court 5 minutes 32 seconds. He's already got 6 points to his name, 4 boards and an assist. What a huge 5 minutes 32 from the big man there. Outside of that, Evan Fournier leads them in scoring with 8 points. Batum and De Colo both have 7 points each. And at the other end of the floor, Bosnia and Herzegovina have really struggled on the offensive end. They have spread the love out. They've had 7 players register points, with Gegic leading them for scoring with 6 points and Dermo with 5. And Sandic has done his best to facilitate. He's got 4 assists already. But all in all, Bosnia and Herzegovina really have had a torrid time in the opening 20 minutes, and it's such a critical game for them. Their progression to the second round absolutely lies in the balance right now. They currently sit 2-2, 2 wins, 2 losses, 3rd place in Group E of the European Qualifiers. At the bottom of the group, who they're fighting out with for this 3rd place spot is Belgium. And at the moment, at the half-time break in Belgium, they lead Russia 47-45. This really could become a bit of a 3-horse race for 2 spots, with Russia, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Belgium all taking it to the final day of this opening qualification phase before they secure their progression. Belgium will be looking to win that one by more than 7 points. That would give them the head-to-head over Russia. That would be a big advantage, depending on how the results go. I'm not going to go into the full maths, because I might take up the entire 3rd and 4th quarter trying to explain it away. And we're ready to start the 3rd quarter here. And the basketball is back underway in Tuzla as Albisi passes it to De Colo on the wing. Feeds Batum. Long 2. Sorry, a 3 there from De Colo, and that's a strong way to open up the second half for France. Extending their lead now up to an impressive 25 points. Alebegovic now goes inside to Kikanovic. He hands it off, and it's a good ball movement here by Bosnia and Herzegovina, but Kikanovic comes up short. And De Colo progresses it for France. Feeds it inside to Gobert. Gobert treble teamed. Can't get the shot to go, but he will pick up the foul, and it really is take your pick on which of the Bosnia and Herzegovina players that foul could be charged against. Nice lofted pass inside to the paint, and Bosnia and Herzegovina really left with no choice but to absolutely crash the paint to stop Gobert. He's at the line for 2 shots. Gegic is charged with that foul. That's his first of the game, first of the 3rd quarter for Bosnia and Herzegovina as well. And Gobert hits the first of his free throws. Such an influential part of the Utah Jazz roster in the NBA, and a very extrovert character. Plenty of stories coming out of Gobert. He's happy to have a chat with other players on social media. And it provides plenty of entertainment for us fans. Oh, the ball's lost now by Bosnia and Herzegovina to Diaw. Diaw looks to the wing to Batum, wide open for 3. In and out for Batum. Gobert with a rebound and the one-handed stuff. And Bosnia and Herzegovina are looking very dejected out there on the hardwood. The fans in the stands are doing their best to pick their team back up, but Albisi's picked the pocket of Gegic. To Dekolo now, little crossover, pull up at the elbow for two. Albegovic grabs the rebound for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Albegovic now with the ball at the top. Sandic kicks it to Albegovic and he drains the three. Some relief for the Bosnia and Herzegovina fans. And they're determined to enjoy themselves no matter what the scoreboard says. Dekolo to Batum. Gobert with the big screen to Diao, lob pass to Gobert. Oh, he tries to flush it, but he's fouled. And if Bosnia and Herzegovina are going to stop the big man, they're going to have to make sure that they body up on him way before the ball's lobbed in. They can't let him establish himself in the paint at all. They'll have to block his path and physically keep him outside of that danger area. Albegovic picks up his third foul. Thankfully for Bosnia and Herzegovina, they have a reasonable amount of height in their roster. No one quite the size of Gobert, who stands at 2 meters 18 tall. He's short with the second of his three throws. And that leaves France with a 26-point lead with 7:45 left in the third quarter. Sandic now inside, fades, tries to put it off the glass. Can't quite get the luck of the roll, and LBC will handle the ball over the half of France to Batum. Batum, little hesitation to Dekolo, wide open for three. Oh, beautiful play by France. Such unselfish offense. Always leads to the open shot. Dekolo, 3 from 3 from the perimeter. His personal tally, 13 points now. Kekanovic tries to put it inside to Gegic. He can't keep it in play, so it's going to be a baseline ball for France. Gegic just 20 years old and taking on quite a big role within the Bosnia and Herzegovina national team, but it's the best way to learn. Put yourself in the deep end and look at him hustling Albisi. He almost steals it away, but Albisi finds Batum. This time it's almost stolen by Hasandic, but France hold on to it. It's a foul this time, though, as Dekolo slashes across the lane, and Gegic will get called for the foul. Gegic goes to the bench and Riccardo comes into the game. Albisi has such a low centre of gravity. His change of direction and pace is a huge part of his game. A long three from Albisi, can't get it to go. Gobert with the rebound, and France will slow it down and use the full 14 seconds on the shot clock to Batum to Gobert, and the two-handed flush by the big man. France really are enjoying their basketball now. Batum just hands it off to Gobert, and it's only going to end one way, and that's with a little bit of damage to the basket. Vlasic now almost has it knocked away by Dekolo. A 31-point lead here for Bosnia and Herzegovina. And there is no let-up because there are no weak links in the French 12-man roster. 16 minutes of basketball action left here. Tuzla. Double change for France as Batum and Diao will take a seat on the bench, and Kofi will come into the game, as will Kozer. Lonchar now. Out to Albegovic. Riccardo open for three. Not on target for that one, but Dermo with another big play. There haven't been many highlights from the performance so far from Bosnia and Herzegovina, but Ibrahim Dermo, the 21-year-old debutant, is making the most of his appearance so far. Really has been a bright point for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Heavy on the three throw in the eye and spits it out. That's DeColo's third foul. Albisi now going up against Ricolo. DeColo shovel pass to Cozier to Albisi. Albisi trying to fight his way past Ricolo, and he gets a straight arm or hand to the face and he hits the deck. No real remorse there from Ricolo. He picks up his first foul. Oh yeah, he gets caught with a forearm to the face. Ricolo picks up his first foul, and Albisi's just a little shaken up, but he's back on his feet. Not sure if he's got a little bit of a bloody nose. So Ertel will take his place on the floor, and it will be a sideline ball for France. Robert sets the screen for DeColo, and the foul is going to be called on Dermo. You can see in the background of your shot there how much the Bosnia and Herzegovina fans are enjoying themselves. They're not going to let a silly little thing like the score put dampeners on their celebrations and their festival spirit that they've got for basketball. Such a wonderful part of the international game is seeing how much love for the game there is around the world. So many countries have so much passion for the sport, and there you can see the Bosnia and Herzegovina fans enjoying themselves. DeColo adds to France's tally, takes the lead back up to 31 points. 5:39 left in the third quarter here in Tuzla. Ricolo now, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Lonchar. Oh, he looked for the back door on Dermo, but I think it's the first time that Dermo hasn't gone on the back door. Cozier hands it off to DeColo. Back to Cozier. Gobert sets the screen. Back to DeColo. More great ball movement. Kofi tries to find a lane to the basket, and Alibegovic shuts the door. Ertel now to Cozier on the slash to the basket, and one. Big play by Fabian Cozier, a little knowing wink to Ertel, who waited patiently for that cut to be made. 30-year-old Cozier playing his first game in these World Cup qualifiers, made his debut back at the World Championships in 2010 in Istanbul, part of the Real Madrid side who compete in EuroLeague. He's been averaging 6.9 points per game in EuroLeague, so definitely a contributor to Real Madrid's success in that competition. Atic now trying to fight his way over the half. They'll have to be quick, and they manage just to get it over in time. Vrabac for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Go back to Dermo. Dermo drives strong inside. Can't get it to go. Gets another bite of the cherry. Gets a third bite of the cherry. But Gobert will pull down the defensive rebound eventually for France. DeColo skips it. Cozier wide open for three. Off the front of the ring, but Gobert answers it with a two-handed putback jam. Gobert is absolutely lethal in that kind of situation. He's up to 12 points personal now. Dermo to Ricolo. Not enough on that one to make it count, and Kofi grabs a rebound for France. Ricolo hands it off to Ertel. Looking for the screen from Gobert. A little pick and roll. Goes to the corner instead to Kofi. Kofi slashes inside to Cozier. Cozier trying to shake Atic. Oh, beautiful play by Cozier. He's starting to find his form on the offensive end. Up to 5 points personal for Cozier. Beautiful little flick up onto the glass for two. And it's stolen away this time by De Colo, and I'm not really sure what that pass was from De Colo. A little bit too early to be showboating. Over 3.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Yes, France have a dominant lead, but you'd want to wait a little bit longer, and out of the game goes Gobert and De Colo. Into the game comes Fournier. And foul. Bosnia Herzegovina trying to work it well. It's come off what looked like a French leg, but the officials have given it to France. Bosnian coaches aren't happy with the decision. The game will get underway anyway. Ball in the hands of Ertel to Fournier. Uses foul the big man's screen. Back to Ertel. Ertel open for three. Oh, string music for Thomas Ertel. And a timeout has been called by Bosnia and Herzegovina. Ertel's first basket of the game, if you can believe it, but that extends it north of 41 points now. Bosnia and Herzegovina 27, France 68. Let's have a listen to the timeouts and see what a change can be made for Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Igramo da dobijemo pola koša preostale dve utakmice. Ajde ovako. Idemo x3, glava 5. Glava 5. Ajde vidimo malo kontinuitetu što se dešava. Ajde. Imaj karaktera sad, bre, jebote. Ajde.
Ajde, broj najbolji. Encore, qui que ce soit. Allez, go. Dobra, uj, os.
Very cool, calm and collected in both huddles. France, understandably so, smiles on the faces of their players because they're enjoying the last few minutes. He's got himself onto the score sheet and shown what he's capable of. For Bosnia and Herzegovina, they'll have to work hard to get back into a respectable scoreline here. And I'm sure their passion and pride for the jersey will make them work for the full 40 minutes. Talic now finds Vrabats. Vrabats goes up against Kofi, and what a strong play there by Adin Vrabats. He's up to 4 points. Ertel now for France. Foul. Comes back out to Kofi. Kofi, quick movement to Kozier, and it's stripped from behind by Sandic, and it'll be a French ball on the baseline. Very quick hands there by Almila Sandic. Average 5 points per game in the pre-qualifiers. Yet to score in the qualifiers before this game. Ertel floats up with the right hand and gets the two to drop. Ertel waits till the third quarter to get his first points of the game, and quickly picks up his second basket. Into the hands of Dermo. Going up against foul, looking to shake the big man. Let's see if he's got foot speed to beat him. Instead gives up the Vrabats. In and out on the jumper. Oh, what vision by Ertel, and Kozier had leaked out on the transition. Secures himself another 2 points. 100% from the field for Kozier. Talic now hands it off to Hasandic, to Dermo. Kanovic trying to set the screen. The ball's almost stripped away by Fournier. Shot clock down to 5. Sandic now is going to have to throw the shot up, and he's fouled shooting the three. Fournier a little bit too keen, and a wry smile. He wouldn't be smiling if they weren't leading by so many. Fournier's first foul, but that will send Hasandic to the line for 3 free throws. Should have just let him shoot the shot. And Fournier giving Bosnia and Herzegovina the get out of jail free card. several of the Bosnia Herzegovina players plies his trade for Sloboda Vita in the Bosnian Herzegovina top division. Really is one of those glue players for the roster. Comes in, takes on the role that's needed. He's averaged 4.5 rebounds per game in the opening 4 games of this qualification process. Ertel now to Fournier. And Bosnia slipping into a zone press and then falling back into a man-to-man as Ertel is harassed by Talic. Ertel drives inside. Foul is called. Wait to see whether it's on Lazic or Talic. Lazic picks up his 3rd foul. Ertel really has established himself as one of the best point guards in Europe. Plays for Barcelona. He was part of the gold-winning roster at Eurobasket 2013, but played a bigger role in last season's Eurobasket. Averaged 10.8 points and 4.3 assists in that tournament. Really has claimed the starting point guard position as his own in the last couple of years. Vrabats now. Out to Hasandic. Hasandic goes inside, off the glass for 2. Strong move there by Alamir. Hasandic weaves his way through the French defense and gets himself 2 off the glass. Fournier now to Ertel. Ertel trying to find a big man. He finds Kofi, but foul will grab the offensive rebound. Too heavy with that one, and Kikanovic gratefully scoops up the defensive rebound. Clock ticks down in this 3rd quarter, 10 seconds remaining. Bosnia Herzegovina will take the last shot. Vrabats to Hasandic, drives inside, spin move, takes it. Oh, and beats the buzzer. Big play by Almir Hasandic. Gives the crowd something to cheer about. But at the end of that 3rd quarter, Bosnia and Herzegovina still trail heavily here in Tuzla. France slightly sitting in cruise control. Bosnia and Herzegovina 36, France 73. And France will be happy with their performance so far in this final quarter. Will be treated as a tuning operation for both teams. But an interesting quarter of basketball ahead. There are some of your statistics. You can see clearly that France have had a strong shooting night. 65% from 2, 40% from 3. That is in contrast to the just over 30% from the field for Bosnia in total. They really have been clinical. Welcome back to Tuzla for the final 10 minutes of action here in the 2019 FIBA World Cup qualifier. We are having the pleasure of watching the Group E contest between Bosnia Herzegovina and France, and it really has been a one-sided affair, with France winning every single quarter by at least double digits. Bosnia have shown glimmers though of stringing together some good basketball on both ends of the floor. Kikanovic there, strong established positioning in the paint, forcing Foul to foul him. France picking up an early foul in the final quarter. Sandic now has had a strong game so far for Bosnia and Herzegovina, one of the standout performers. Talic moves it to Lazic. Lazic drives inside, floats with the right hand. He's a little bit shy on that one, not enough height, and Talic will feed Vrabats in the low post. Spin move, good defense by Ertel. Sorry, not by Ertel, by Lacombe. But better offense by Vrabac. Takes his tally to 6. And the French lead is at 35. Fournier established a pivot foot, fades away. Sandic is going to be called for the foul. And that will send Fournier to the line for 2 shots. Evian Fournier really has made a global name for himself. He was drafted in 2008 by Houston, 25th pick in the draft, but they traded him to Portland, who then moved him on in 2015 to Charlotte. Really has become... Sorry, drafted in 2012 by Denver, my mistake, in 20th place, and then they traded him to Orlando, in fact, and he really has become an important player on their roster, averaging just shy of 18 points per game. And has the ability to score all over the floor, but here's Vrabac for Bosnia and Herzegovina. He can't get it to go. Ertel will come away with the rebound and quickly finds Lacombe. Goes inside to Gobert, and Lazic really left with no real other alternative than to foul Gobert. That's Lazic's 3rd foul. It's the 2nd team foul of the quarter on Bosnia and Herzegovina. 8:45 left on the game clock. Com now finds Ertel. Ertel looking for options in front of him. Finds Lacombe, soft right hand, and Gobert is there to clean up the mess and gets himself another 2 points. 14 points personal and yet to miss a field goal, Rudy Gobert. Substitution call for Bosnia and Herzegovina as Gegic comes back into the action. And straight away takes on point guard responsibilities. So Sandic looking to feed the post. Alibegovic now with the ball. He hands it off to Vrabac. Good ball movement here by Bosnia and Herzegovina. Quickly skip the ball to Sandic, out to Gegic, open for 3, but he passes off to Vrabac for 3. Unselfish play by Bosnia and Herzegovina. Much better fluidity to their offense there. They'll definitely want to capitalise on that, keep that momentum. Ertel now using the Horns offense and uses the screen set by foul, but pulls the trigger on a 3. A little bit light on that touch. Gegic looking to fight his way to the basket, goes out to Alibegovic. Around the corner to Lazic, and that's an easy 2 off the glass for Lazic. And that takes Bosnia and Herzegovina to 40 points, still trailing by 37, and a foul will be called on Gegic there with a little change of direction by Ertel. And wholesale changes for France as Albisi and Poirier come into the game, and out goes foul. The big man takes a well-earned rest, as does Ertel. Gobert floating right hand and gets the roll. Certainly is Rudy Gobert's night tonight. A slight smile on his face now as he takes his tally to 16 points. 10 of them coming from the field, 6 from the free-throw line. Gegic hands it off to Lazic, and it's stolen away, this time by Lacombe. How's he going to finish it? Just a cheeky little one-handed jam. And the heads for Bosnia and Herzegovina hit the deck after this strong play by Lacombe. He read the pass and quickly strips it away. He's out at the races. Just a very dainty one-handed slam to finish a transition break. Let's listen what they have to say in the huddles.
Talić mesto njega. Pravi faul za rat. X3, daj probajte jebote jednom na ovoga ko izvodi loptu na dupli pas da se odigra. Pa petica da istrči. Čuješ šta kaže on? Jedan faul do bonusa ima. Pravi bonus, već dajte sve kliči. Gubi loptu ovako. Ajde. Ko je najbolji?
que s'il passe au-dessus comme la dernière fois, on va jusqu'au stack, la ressortie des vannes. Donc c'est Andrew qui revient. Après Vincent, tu vas chercher le meneur et après on enchaîne derrière.
So just really fine-tuning from both coaching staffs there. Obviously, Coach Duško Vujosevic will be keen to try and make use of this final 7 minutes and 7 seconds of action. Fine-tune his team, work on some of the things that they haven't managed to execute so far. Vrabats now with the ball, goes up against Fournier, almost has it stripped away, but Hasandic comes up with the ball, off the glass for two. Almir Hasandic. He's absolutely proved his worth this evening here in Tuzla. As he's taken his personal tally to 9 points. Lacombe now with the ball inside to Poirier. Blocking foul is going to be called. That one's going to be chalked up against Talic. Very brave man indeed, Talic. 188 tall, the 20-year-old. Gets into the lane to put a body in front of Vincent Poirier, who stands a 33 centimetres taller than him. And I imagine quite a few kilograms heavier than him also. Albisi now for France to Poirier. Back out to Lacombe. Oh, behind the back from Lacombe. Sneaky, cheeky move by Paul Lacombe. Talic now for Bosnia Herzegovina. To Vrabats. Kekanovic working hard in the low post against Poirier. Poirier just puts the chest on him. Kekanovic trying to just force his way up there, but the beast that is Vincent Poirier not giving even a centimetre in the paint. Albisi now. Advances it up over the half and hands it off to Fournier. France, such a fluid offensive machine, and all the cogs working perfectly together here this evening. Albisi to Fournier. Shot clock down to 7, and Fournier from way out hangs off the iron and out. 42 to Bosnia and Herzegovina, 83 to France, and it's stolen away by Poirier. He's out in the fast break. The big man with the handle hands it off to Batum, back to Poirier. Oh my goodness! With some authority, Vincent Poirier with the jam. Nice unselfish play by Batum, shovels it across to the big man. Reward the big men when they run the lanes. And even though it was a transition dunk, Poirier put some aggression in that one. Albisi now lays it for 2 and 1. Oh, that's a heavy fall by Talic. He looked like the back of his head hit the ground quite hard. Looks a little bit shaken up on the floor. Albisi easy too, but Talic working hard. You have to give him a hat tip for that. But he's still, even though the deficit's so heavy, willing to give everything he can for his team, for his country. But it has meant that he's had to leave the court. It did look like quite a heavy contact on the back of his head when he hit the ground. Albisi now at the line for 2 shots. It's Talic's 3rd foul. Albisi gets the first to go. Vrabats now to Slavic. Gegic with the ball. Slavic in the low post, but not looking for him. Oh, nice baseline cut by Vrabats. Sneaked his way around the back of the French defense and gets up with a reverse layup for 2. Very high IQ play there by Vrabats. Oh, and he's stolen away. He's going to get out of the races as well against Lacombe, and he puts the poster on him. Ignore the score. Vrabats throws it down on Lacombe. Lacombe on the end of a nasty dunk there by Vrabats. Leader still at 42 though. Poirier! Oh, he tries to return the favour, but the Bosnia and Herzegovina duo of Vlasic and I think Vrabats were not going to let that one happen. Hammered Poirier as he went to the basket. Vlasic picks up his 4th foul. And Poirier will go to the line. Fournier's taken a seat on the French bench. Poirier slightly shortened to the right with his first free throw, but he's had a strong night tonight. 4 rebounds and assists along with his 8 points. Make that 9 points for the big man. Ball now in the hands of Gegic. He can't hold on to it, and Lacombe will come back the other way to Batum, to Lacombe. Oh, beautiful little give and go play. Back out to a 43-point lead, and timeout has understandably been called. It's plays like that that are an absolute joy to watch. Unselfish, fluid basketball played at a high tempo. And let's listen into some of the timeouts and see what the coaching staff have got to say to their team.
Ovaj X3, gledaj pas na vrapce, ali ne odmah, nego kad je izveo, kad je utrčao iza leđnog bloka, pretrčavajte loptu i strči ti isto na pravac, da eventualno ti primiš loptu, znaš. Znači, ajde sad pas, idemo na četvorku, velo kretnja prema Lončaru, izvođača, uručena petica u blok. Ajde! Do kraja!
Both teams just making sure they make the most of this final. Just over 4 minutes to play here in Tuzla. They're going to use every last second to make sure that they enter the final games on Monday at full pace. On Monday, these teams will move on to their final Group E games as Russia will take on France, whilst Bosnia and Herzegovina will make the trip to take on Belgium. And what a game that could be, the way things are looking. It might come down to that final game between Bosnia Herzegovina and Belgium. As Lazic gets the 2 off the glass. Oh, backdoor pass there. Intercepted by Vrabat. To the final 3.5 minutes here in Tuzla. Gegic finds Vrabat for 3. He's overcooked that one, and the air ball is picked up by Lazic. Just to back down, Batum works hard. And that's a strong move by Alexander Lazic. One of only 3 players to have played all 5 qualification games here for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Floated inside to Poirier, and Gegic tries to help down in the low post, but only able to foul Poirier. That's Gegic's 4th foul. I'm sure he's not too concerned about that, as we have only 3 minutes left on the game clock. Poirier will go to the line for 2 shots. Takes his personal tally up to 11 points now, Vincent Poirier. Gegic now hands off to Lazic. Moves it across to Lončar. Lončar feeds it inside of Gegic. Easy 2 for Gegic. Lacombe now being harassed by Gegic and Vrabat. Hands it off to Ertel. Ertel looks to last pass Vrabat, but manages to recover and stops the Frenchman from getting into the paint. Pulls up for the long jumper. No joy, and Vrabat happily pulls down the uncontested rebound. Out to Lončar. He tries to jam it, but it's stripped away by, I think it was Batum. Ertel will slow it down for France. My goodness me, it's like the ball's on the end of a piece of string when Ertel has it. Such control over the basketball. Poirier now to Lacombe. Lacombe inside to Batum. Lacombe with a beautiful pass to a slashing Batum. And Gegic will leave the game with his 5th foul. He's definitely put a shift in this evening though. 8 points, 2 boards in a little over 18 minutes of action. When France are in this kind of form, there's not an awful lot of teams in the world that can keep up with them, and I do use in the world, not lightly at all. They are absolutely one of the highest talented rosters globally, and I'm sure, as much as they might not admit it, they have half an eye on the World Cup finals in China next year. Can they go back-to-back World Cups with medals around their necks? They picked up bronze in Spain 4 years ago, and they'll want maybe the same, if not better, next year in China. Lonchar now, back out to Vrabat. Vrabat fakes the 3, guarded well by Lacombe. Takes the 3, but it's an air ball. Batum scoops up that loose ball and gives it up to Ertel. Ertel now heads up from him, goes to Batum. Batum feeds inside of Poirier. Poirier with the one-handed jam. That really is a way to finish the game off for Poirier. Up to 13 points, 100% from the field, pretty much because every single one of them has been a dunk. And not your normal kind of dunk with some aggression wrapped around it. And you'll see the drop step here as Lonchar fouls him. Finishes with that left hand nice and strong, adds the extra point. Extends the French lead out to 46 points now. Will they make it to treble figures? A little over a minute to play, so all chances that they will. Sandic tries to feed it inside, but it's stolen away by Batum, and it's now in the hands of Lacombe. He goes up with a strong right hand, and that lay-in has taken France to the magical 100 points, and Lacombe takes himself to 10. Into the final minute now here in Tuzla. Sandic to Vrabat. Moves the ball well. Strong drive inside, but he comes up short as Talic is met at the rim. Batum now to Lacombe. Lacombe throws it up. Oh, that would have been a huge play for Poirier. But a recovering Talic is able to at least get a body onto Poirier. He may have fouled him, but at least he stopped the highlight play. Poirier will head back once again to the free-throw line. That would have been an absolutely huge jam for the big Frenchman. Poirier made his senior debut last summer at Eurobasket, making his debut in Helsinki. He's up to 16 points, joint top scorer with Rudy Gobert. As we enter the final 30 seconds now, France lead by an impressive 50 points. And let's be honest, Bosnia and Herzegovina are a strong team, and which really does tell you how impressive a display of basketball this has been from France. Ertel now just running the seconds off the clock, and that will be the end of the action here in Tuzla. And what an impressive performance we've had from France here in Tuzla. Final result for you in this 2019 FIBA World Cup qualifier in Group E is Bosnia and Herzegovina 52, France 102. An absolute dominant performance from France sees them keep their unbeaten record alive here in Group E. That moves them to 5-0, really puts them in a strong position, progressing through to the second round of qualification, which will start in September. But before then, both these teams have a game on Sunday. For France, it's a trip to Russia. For Bosnia-Herzegovina, it's an absolutely crucial trip to Belgium. If Bosnia don't win tonight and Belgium pick up the win against Russia, which at the moment is looking unlikely, there's 5.5 minutes left in the game there, and Russia lead by 11. If Belgium don't pick up that win, then it will see Bosnia and Herzegovina proceed through to the next round But they have a nervous few minutes now waiting to see that result come through from Belgium. But what a performance from France. Absolutely clinical from the top end starting five all the way through to the 12th man. They all put a shift in, and an impressive performance throughout their roster. Here are some of the statistics for you. Look at that shooting percentage. 69% from two-point range, 84% from the line, 35% from outside. And in comparison to Bosnia, only hitting one triple, that really is tough. France dominated the boards. France played much better team basketball, 26 assists to 12. They also had a higher tempo defense, 14 steals, forcing 23 Bosnia-Herzegovina turnovers. What a game, what a day for French basketball here in Tuzla. They will enter Sunday's game against Russia in high spirits. Your game leaders, Gobert with a huge game, 16 points for him, 6 rebounds. Poirier also had 16 points for Bosnia. Vrabac leads them with 10 points, 4 boards. Albisi had a great defensive performance. He grabbed himself 6 steals. Kikanovic 2 steals for Bosnia-Herzegovina. But an all-round big performance from the French roster has left us with a 50-point win for France. And there's your top scorers. As I said, Gobert, Poirier 16 points, De Colo 15 points. Vrabac, the only player for Bosnia-Herzegovina to enter double digits. But France had a huge night tonight. Only one player failed to get any points on the score, Alain Kofi. He played 10.5 minutes, didn't register anything, took 4 shots. But they also had 5 players in double digits. Paul Lacombe with 10 points, Vincent Poirier 16 points, Nando De Colo 15 points, Evan Fournier 10 points, Rudy Gobert 16 points. Big performances across the board. Ertel had a huge night as well, 6 points, 5 boards, 5 assists to his name. Really was an influential part of the French roster. Every single player on the French roster at least getting 10 minutes of action. And Coach Collet will be very happy with what he has seen from his team tonight. But they will now set their sights on Russia to complete what they will hope will be a clean sweep of Group E before they enter round 2 of qualification in September. As for Bosnia-Herzegovina, a very different tale from tonight. Vrabac had 10 points, Gegic 8, Lazic 8, Hasandic 9. And a big opening debut from Dermo, some big plays from him. He picked up 7 points as well, but no real standout performances. They really did miss their high-scoring trio this evening. The likes of Zanon Musa, Nemanja Gordic and Andrija Stepanovic were missing tonight, and it really did show on the offensive end as France managed to limit Bosnia and Herzegovina to just 52 points. Bosnia will watch the end of the Belgium-Russia game closely. If Belgium lose that game, Bosnia and Herzegovina will progress through to the second phase of qualification. However, if Belgium get the win against Russia, it will all come down to the meeting between Belgium and Bosnia and Herzegovina on Sunday in what will be a great game of basketball. Thank you for joining us here in Tuzla. We've had an amazing game as France have shown exactly how powerful they are and exactly how strong they are. They are a force to be reckoned with in world basketball, and they come away with a 50-point victory. Bosnia-Herzegovina 52, France 102.